Okay, should be popping up here. I'll go ahead and open the bot up for people that want to play the games. Again, no prizes today, like our coin live streams. One thing, I don't want to have to be following the chat. Hi, Chris. I figured you'd pop in. Start back up where we finished off yesterday. Hi, New Marshall. Back to our kit build. Finished up yesterday. We do have the diff built. We kind of went ahead and did that. Don't have the front end together yet because I'm going to have to pick up some parts here tomorrow when I head to the track. Getting ready to assemble the rear gearbox. And this is new. People have been wanting it back to a 3-gear, which they did do first come out here with this truck kit. It is can get it now. It fits standard 7 series stuff, so you can put it in their buggies now too. Why they went to a 5-gear gearbox, who knows, for the 7, which I know they wanted to get the motor ahead, but they should have made both options. Thing is, with a 5-gear, you lose a little bit of power. But which ain't such a big deal with mine. You just put a bigger motor in. But anyway, I know the stock guys were definitely at a disadvantage with that 5-gear transmission. Got a lot of parts here in this bag, or these bags. Definitely gonna need that. Probably gonna need that right away. We'll need the top shaft out of that. I'm gonna steal a different clutch off a part or truck I'm parting out here. Won't need that. Hi, Jim. Okay. Get back here where I need to be. Here's where we are. We're assembling the transmission gearbox. Like I say, we just got done. We did put a ball diff in. We got a gear diff. But what else we aren't gonna need any of that stuff. Well, yeah, sway bar like stuff's in there. Well, shoot, they gave 2 gears. Boy, weren't they nice. Okay. Why did they put that in there? I don't think that's used. Extras for the front, I guess. Okay. Go back to my... Yeah, I don't know why they put that in there, because you use the little ends, use these for the sway bar links. Guess it's an extra for the front. Spare parts. I don't have the arms on there yet. Because they don't need to be on there yet. Got 2 different lengths. Guess you can still run the shocks on the rear of the arms. Why they put 2 different lengths in there. Yeah, I need to be in this bag. This has got the screws. And they got 2 different sway bar links in there too. Must have been, that's alright, because I guess if you break one, I've had to buy those separate, but it is built different, or had to buy them to replace them. They are built different now. And get these screws all sorted by length. Button head, button head. Yeah, no live stream this weekend, guys. I'm going to be at the track Saturday till probably late, so. Of course, I'm not going to run this weekend. Like I say, I'm still waiting for, I'm going to have to get some parts that I need to finish the build. Okay, okay, they're probably with the sway bars. Yeah, there's a few screws in there. See the shock screws. And we'll go ahead and get them out of there. I'm not going to put the shock mounts on because I'm going to try and rob them off one of my old trucks. Got quick change. Shock tops. I'm going to run the shocks, try to run the shocks inverted. I may have to get parts for that too. I guess the one thing they put in separate bags, which makes it a little easier getting the length of the different screws. Easier to sort out. See, I'm not going to need those shock screws. Okay, let's see if we can get this gearbox together. There's the idler. Top shaft, I've seen that. Where was it? There's the idler. Shaft. There? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, I think that's everything except for the bearings. Got laying here. I am interested to see. Need to get into this. I know this idler gear is, or idler shaft, don't look like much of a shaft, but I know it's got a flat spot on one side. Oh, yep. To index into the case. Yep. Like that. I guess so it can't rotate. And they've gone to these big bearings for that big gear in there. Pretty tight. Tighter than the old little gears. Say I'm running ceramic bearings. They're not cheap, but they do last. I probably shouldn't put that gear in there till I index this, but we'll make it work. Yeah, there we go. A little index pins on that gearbox case. Something they didn't do before. See how good it fits together. That's interesting. We got the case actually is going to be open. They fit up, let these screws fit up into the case. I don't know if I like that idea. I can see the idler gear in there. Okay, see what size screws. 3x8s and 3x16s. 3 and 2. These are the 16s. Three of them. And then the 8s, they'd be pretty short. Both of these go in the two top ones. That one does anyway. Oh yeah, the idler gear case is open there too. And we'll get that at least one screw in there to hold it together. That must be another one of the long ones. Doesn't really show. Don't show it at all, that screw, but it it shows a screw going through the other side. Oh. Okay. There's a screw that goes in there to hold that idler gear in place. Interesting. They say this is all brand new stuff. just come out with this truck using the 3-gear versus the 5-gear. Don't want to strip them out. It looks tight, somewhat tight. Interesting. Well, it must be these 2 screws. See, that's something new. Guess it's a good idea. Keeps the idler from moving around. That's been the big issue with these, taking out the idlers, or the 5-gear anyway. So this won't let it move around. Feels nice and free. Some big bearings in there. Okay, next thing it shows building the sway bar links. I don't know if that's really necessary right now, but suppose I can do it though. Okay. Going to use the kit sway bar. The aftermarket, or the sway bar kit comes with 1 2s, 1 3, 1 4 for the rear. I didn't say it yesterday. The front kit comes with 1 3, 1 4, 1 5 millimeter, 1.5, and the kit came with a 1 3, and for carpet I wanted to go up to fairly stiff, so I put the 1 5 on when I built the front end yesterday. So I don't need to get into here because that comes with a 1 2, which is the lightest one for the rear. Guess we'll go ahead and build them since that's where it says in the manual. Before you put the gearbox in place, which I think a person could have put the gearbox in place and then built this. But we'll do what they tell me to do. And I need to figure out a way to measure 2.5. millimeters. Probably take a 2mm shim and make it just a little bit looser than that. Guesstimate Hi Otis. And now I need them little whatever I did with them. There they are. Cut these 4 things, and I'm sure they don't break. They have to be cut. Softer plastic. Ooh, tried to lose it. Okay, this is where I got to do a little guesstimating. Really don't know why they don't preform these like they do the fronts. I mean, they do them for the fronts. Why not just do them for the rears also? Yeah, that's probably close. Say I'm going to put a 2mm spacer. Just kind of guesstimate it. That's probably pretty close. Close enough anyway. Don't mean, at least till we get it on, we'll see if it interferes with the drive line once it's in place. Ooh, tightened it down a little too much. Oh well. Get enough threads in there, it'll be all right. There isn't that much pressure on these. That should be fairly close. I could go a half a turn maybe. Yeah, that's close enough. And they show you putting it on. And honestly, they show you snapping these on last. I don't really like that idea because pretty tight fit in there on the arms. Oh yeah, and I need to put, before I do that, snap these into one side. Well, I had my pliers yesterday. Yep. I think I tried to do them on the table yesterday and they wouldn't go on, so we'll try it here. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and put them on the arm. This would be left. It needs to angle that toward the back. Yeah, these are pain in the butt to put on if they're in place, so we'll put them on ahead of time. And I don't think there's any difference between these. No, just maybe an extra one came because it was already in the bag. And we need 10s. Add a 10. I'm guessing it is. Let's see what other size screws we got or used. Holy cow, they put the whole gearbox together. For setting it down in. Okay, the 8s, we got 8s and 6s. Length of screws. For flatheads. And we got 12s. That should be in that bag. Let's say 8 6s and 12s. Well, we got another size there too. I think those are 10s, but okay, those would have to be the 12s. Those would be the 10s. Those are 8s, and maybe those are 6s. Sitting here looking at my instructions, looking for all the different flathead screws. Make sure they get in the right spots. We've got 3 12s. So yeah, that must be those. We've got 6 of the 8s, 2 of the 6s. So that's 6. That's 2. So that must be the 10s. 6, 8, 10s, and 12s. Okay, that's what we need. I did it, Chris, yeah. I guess that's why they get you to putting this stuff in, because put the gearbox all in as one piece after it's all built. Which I don't quite understand. Probably don't have to put the top on, which would be the include the shock tower. We can at least get the bottom part put together. These need to angle back. At least they made it so you can slip it in and out of there nicely. You don't have to mess with it a whole lot. to get it centered in there. It's like we need to come out just a little bit, or to the left just a little bit. Go ahead and sort of tighten that down in place. Should be pretty close to having it centered. It's going to take just a little bit more. That should be pretty close. Okay, that should be good. Yeah. We have a lot of fun on there. He'll be on tonight. He's supposed to be on last night, but he wasn't. Yep, you got the money bags again, Chris. You're just kicking them out left and right when we aren't giving stuff away. Okay, looks like we're up to dropping the dip in, which again, I don't know if we really need to do that till we put the top cover on. Got it all buttoned up. I suppose we can do it. And then they show the D block going on, but I mean, why? The screws go up through it? Oh yeah, they do. Oh. It's like the B84. It actually, the D block hangs off the ass of the, isn't attached to the chassis, is it? Nope, it ain't. Yeah, they built it like the B84 kit I just built. That's why that. Interesting. Uh-oh, Chris. Well, hopefully you're getting through your divorce okay. Optional rear bumper included. Okay, we'll go ahead and put my diff in. One thing we're going to do is lube up the gears in here. A little bit of white grease, what I use on my diff gears. I've had good luck with it. It's made for, it's gear grease. Move it around a little bit. Get a little up there on the idler or the input shaft. Okay, need to get my gear diff. Need some bearings. We'll say that slid on better than did on the 6 series. Not on that side. That one is tight. On the aluminum side, it is going though. Just got to wiggle it on there. Got a ways to go too yet. There it goes. So I had to get on there square. Yeah, you aren't, Chris. There's a few of you be getting Morgans this month. New Marshall will be up here. I guess if New Marshall's still in town or still in watching the stream, maybe he can tell me what he'd like, a Morgan or a Peace Stellar. Architect hasn't been in the stream here lately. He's got a Morgan coming his way. I'm going to have to get a hold of him. Okay, I need the little inserts. And we're going to go with the 3+3 diff height. Hi, RC Car Addict. Okay, Chris. Yeah, yours will be, it's about the middle of next month, I think is when yours is. Your 10 months will be up. Doing a little slipping the transmission into it. Everything's gone good so far. Sort of interesting They actually, that big idler shaft and gear, they actually pin it with screws on either side, the idler shaft in there. One thing I don't like, it has open holes. I can see the idler gear in there. I guess you'd be able to tell if the idler gear was out, but to make room for the screw heads on the C-block, so there's actually holes in the case. So I don't know if I like that being open. But getting ready to slip the diff in place and put on the top cover. Following the instructions, I really don't know why we need to do this quite yet, but they build the whole transmission and then put it all in place at one time. Okay. Oh, okay, the back two screw holes hold the ball stud mount in place. So before I can put the cover on, I need to have it set in there. I am running, actually this is a thing I'm gonna, since it's 13.5, I prefer to have a little bit of a clutch. So I've got an Avid set up on this. This is it's an old my old 6.2 dirt truck. I got an Avid. Hopefully I can use it. Should be able to. That's what we're planning on using anyway. Hopefully that, I know the way they built the top shaft is just a little different on the 7. Hopefully they're the same length and fit right on there, right in there. If not, I might be screwed until I get a new one. What do we got going on there? A little bit of sharp edges. Yeah, I would prefer to have just a little bit of clutch with a 13.5. Just a little too much. Just a little too much force with a 13.5 on the tranny without having a little bit of a give there. It's pretty much snug down, but Sure it's all free, which it is. Yep, 16s, button heads. Guessing the other 16 will go through the side, so they don't show on the page that I'm on. Yeah, they show it on the next page. So I probably should went ahead and put it in place, but ooh, ooh, I don't like that. I don't think it slipped down in there like it's supposed to. It's either that or get the top screw in before I tighten it. It's not lined up. Yeah, the front of the case is not sucked down. It was when I started. That's weird. We'll pull these back out. Figure out why it's not. Pulling down into place. Okay, it's in place there. I want to get that front screw. For some reason it wants to pull back up. Like the case is warped just a little bit, the top plate. Get that screw in there first. Make sure that we aren't binding anything up. No. And just like the top piece, just a little bit warped. Hopefully it'll warp it back into shape. And that's my plans today. At least get the gearbox in, the arms in place. Say I haven't got the front end built yet because I need pieces from the hobby store. I haven't decided yet. I've got aluminum hubs, B74 hubs on that old truck over there. And I know these new kits use the B74 rear axles, so that I'm thinking about pulling those aluminum hubs off. I know B7's got their own aluminum, but I may pull them off and see if they will work. Yeah, looks like everything's gonna fit down in place. Guess we need to put the D block on next. And I don't know if I'm a firm believer having these D blocks be separate from the chassis. But it is what it is. Oh, and yeah, when I put the C block in, I went with a half out. The manual is all screwed up. The kit shows with the way they place it in the manual is 1 degree of toe in and 1 degree of anti-squat, and that is with the C blocks in the center and the D blocks one down. Well, that's a bunch of hooey, because having them center is 3 degrees of toe in, and that's what it is for toe in. It's basically center. and it's not 1 degree of toe in. So what I've done, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up with 1.5 degrees of toe in on the rear end. So I'm a half out on the front on the C block, and I'm going to go 1 in on the D block to get it to 1.5 degrees, and I'm going to go center so it's got 1 degree of anti-squat, because their diagram is showing 2 degrees of anti-squat. So they've got it all screwed up in their little picture they show. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I know for basically the first time that some of the big guys are going to run this truck. What is it, this weekend out at Hobby Action? Rivkin and Horn are. So there'll probably be some setups. That's the thing. There is no setups out there, period, right now. So I'm kind of guessing. I did pretty good on the 6.4 when I built it, guessing with the 13 millimeter shocks. To get it, and the truck was really good right out of the get-go. So we're gonna do a little guessing, a little bit of looking back at 6.4 and what was working. Kind of looking at Levin setup for carpet at Island Speedway, which that's basically my home track. I built a truck very similar, or actually it's my sitting over there. It's still in one piece with the 6.4. Yeah, should have got a Losi. Yeah, Mike, do you know how big of a mess Losi is right now? With Verizon buying them out, basically dropping all the team drivers. Kind of a mess over at Losi right now. Okay, that's got to go like that. So is the bumper, oh, just sits in there, nothing to hold it into place. Okay, what screw size is those? Sure, it's the long ones. 24s, big long boogers. Go up through those. But yeah, there'll be a lot more information out about the truck after the guys run it this weekend. Rivkin and Horn, at least. I know, that's why I said it. You're just trying to get me fired up about Losi, huh? You know, I've always been an Associated guy, so Losi can do their own thing. They kind of screwed the pooch getting rid of Dakota, and well, shoot, look at some of the drivers that Losi has had 8 scale wise, Fuller and Renderneck, 10th scale. Those are my local guys. Had them and let them get away. Of course, Fend. See, I don't know if I like the idea of that D block being part of the gearbox. Making me think I probably ought to get a gearbox just to have for a spare. They've done it on the 7, I guess. I haven't heard anybody having issues with breaking this D block off. But okay. Now what do they want me to do? Yeah, I was talking about the anti-squat picture. There you shows what they're wanting for a D block position. And then up above here, somewhere, there, it's where they show kit setup showing 1 degree of toe in, 1 degree of anti-squat. Well, those pictures right there that they're showing is 3 degrees of toe in and 2 degrees of anti-squat. So their stuff is all messed up. Where I'm at, I'm a half out on the C block in the center, and I'm one full one clear in on the D block in the center up and down. So I'm at 1.5 and I'm at 1 anti-squat. So where I'm going to start anyway. Okay, ready to attach the motor mount. And I'm to the point of having to deal with the, oh yeah, and them idiots, they've got their own make you buy a outer slipper hub for the, it's all new because of the top shaft they decided to build. Rather than having the pin go through like the old one. I've never had anybody break the little pin on a 6 series, but they had to redesign it. Sometimes I think they're a bunch of idiots. Okay, how does this go? That's another thing they did. Rather than having offset holes, they're going with the inline motor mount. So the top of the motor is not supported at all. I don't know if that's a very smart idea either. But I guess. I didn't build the 7 kit yet. I'm still running a 6.3 in my buggy. Yeah, I can't even get parts for low C half the time. That's true. Okay, there's our three 12s to hold. Yeah, the biggest RC company out there in Horizon, or parts distributor, and you can't get, owns Losi and you can't get parts. Makes a lot of sense. I'm just hoping my 6.1, probably, I wonder if I got one that I can set it side by side. See if that is the same length as a 6. I know the gear narrowed up. Wonder where I've got one top shaft around here from a 6. See if I can rob the parts off my before I tear it off. I know I've got one around here somewhere. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to keep the live stream going, but I'm going to see if I can find a 6.1 top shaft and compare the lengths of those. See if I can use a 6 shaft in a 7, so then I can use my Avid slipper. Okay, I found one. I'm going to hit the bathroom here while I'm up and moving. see. Hopefully the shafts are the same length. Or at least pretty close to the same length. And of course it's in the bottom of this bag too, so hopefully I can get to it. My gosh. I believe it's going to work. So the 6-1 slipper will work, or the 6 series slipper will work 6-1 on the 7, or if you have an aftermarket one. So that's good to know. So I'm going to rob the slipper off the other truck. I don't remember what laydown case I had on that truck, because it's not an associated one. I can see that. I haven't raced this truck for 3 years, my dirt truck. It'll make me take the wheels off too, ain't it? Maybe not. Hopefully we can just get it all slipped right on in one piece. Without it all coming apart. It probably won't let me though. Oh. Of course the inner slipper, hopefully that it'll all go together. A lot less rotating mass here with this Avid slipper setup, so Yep. Hopefully it isn't rubbing, which it don't look like it is. Of course I didn't get it slipped right down on there. Looky there. Looky that. Nice. I use the old parts. Probably should put a new nut on it, but oh, sorry, I didn't switch the screen back, did I? Been doing all this and oh, we've got a buying going on now. What's up with that? Says I'm tightening down the slipper. So it may not work. What's rubbing? Did I not? Maybe I didn't get the pad down square on the inside. Take another look. I know it's close, but or did I put that on backwards? I think I put that on backwards. My bad. That's probably the reason why. Oh, now it all come apart on me. $1,000? Yeah, these tracks, at least, well, 20 years ago, the average lifespan for a track is about 2 years. And that's what kind of sucks, but okay, let's try this again. Hopefully I can use it. If not, I'll be bummed. There'll be another thing I have to eventually order here. These aren't cheap. I'm sure they made them for the 7, or the B7. Hopefully it was just that was on the wrong way, which it kind of looks like it was. Pretty tight clearance. Well, you would think, no, it's binding. Dang it. What can I do to make that work? I might have to put a shim on that shaft. It's obviously binding up on this side. They must have changed the dimensions of the plate. I know it looked awfully close there. Wonder if I've got some metal shims. Because what I think it's doing, it's binding against the metal plate. Because there's no offset on this. And whether or not everything will still line up. Well, it will, because I know it will. Because we had it on there. Wondering what I've got for shims. These are pretty good size. Doggone it. Plans went to crap on me. Wonder what the outside diameter of that is. And if I got anything that might work. thinking maybe some axle shims might work. If I can find any. Isn't gonna need much. Biggest thing is finding something small enough that it's gonna ride on the bearing and not on the case. Boy, I know I've got some shims around there here that look like that. Would work, but I don't think anything in that box. Thinking of is four-wheel drive B64 shims, which I don't think I have in here. Don't really want to put it together without what I would prefer to have. Nothing there. Ooh. Maybe one, but one is not enough. I need is a whole bunch of them. So I think that's probably the right size. Oh yeah, that would be perfect if I had a whole bunch of them. No, not quite. It's a little too big. Yeah, just a little bit too big. Well, I might be screwed. Might have to put it together with the new stuff. Maybe I'm at the hobby store. I can find some shims to make the other one go. Hate to put it together and have to tear it back apart, but it is what it is. I'd like to at least get the transmission in today. Probably should measure that. See just what sort of diameter we got. I think what would work is the shims that came with the B64 outdrive shims. But I'd have to dig for them. Anyway, where's my... We'll finish putting it together and get the training in for today. Then I want to measure this. Looks like it's just under 1/2 millimeter. Or 5 millimeters, just under 5 millimeters. Yep. .8 or 9, 7, 4.7. So I need a 5 millimeter shim that's got a thin wall on it. Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and put it together with the stuff I don't want to use. And that's the thing, it uses the same inner. Is there a shim on this? I guess I ought to look at the other car, see if there's a shim. Oh my gosh, there is. That's why it isn't working. Haha. Looked at the other car, there's the shim right there that I'm needing. That looks better. Okay. Bet you we can make it work now. It should. Yeah, I'm sure it will. I can't believe they put a plastic servo mount, but yeah, I'm sure it does. by gosh, I'm going to make my slipper work. Thought it went together too easily. Just need to look at the other car. So what's up, Kane? Are you awake now? Can I get loud? Hey. Okay, now we'll know for sure if everything will work. I can use my old stuff. Now we're free. So yes, your older 6 series slipper eliminators, whatever, should work on the 7. You just have to use the 6 screw. That's good to know. Get it down about flush. Should be maybe a little tighter than flush. Like I say, I don't have much slip to it, but looky there. Well, I think now we're about ready to slip the... Oh no, they mount the shock tower up and everything yet, don't they? Yeah. Like I say, I'm not gonna put the top, not gonna put the mounting screws for the shocks in yet. I have got to see, since I'm gonna run my shocks inverted on the rear, I need to see if I can use the quick change like I used on the front for the rear. So we're going to leave those screws off for now. We'll do a little investigating. Okay, use the short rear body mount. Okay. Wonder what the long one is for, because it don't make sense. The tower's on the rear. Oh, well, says to use the short one. I'm guessing it's for the having the shocks mounted rearward, but why would you use the longer body mount for that? It uses that. Okay, understand that now. We need 7 of those button head screws. I think that's what we got there. Go ahead and tighten them down before we put the body mount on. I guess it'd probably be easier if I put the back screw in first. Okay, I think we're ready to slap the tranny into place. This means I need to get my arm arms and shims. I'm going to start out in the middle, at least anyway, with the shims, one forward, one back. Usually carpet, you want to probably lengthen it out, but we're going to start it. That's where the book, of course, the book is or that manual is basically a dirt setup, but okay. Now I put the pins in. Slide the arms on. Feeling it might be kind of interesting getting these to line up. With that D block in place. Get one to start. We can go from there. That's why I wondered why they put it together the way they did. Because it's a lot easier to have that D block off, I'm sure. Get the gearbox into place. And then put the D block back on. We may just end up doing that, because I can foresee this is going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, did we get it? Feels like we kind of got it into place, but not quite. Nah, we don't. We got one side in, but we don't have the other side. I don't think the gearbox is clear forward either. Okay, enough of this fighting bull crap. We're going to pop the D block off. Say that maybe. See, it's, yeah, that one's partially on. About this side. Partially on, but I don't think the gearbox is far enough forward to let it slide together. Did it go right there? Yep, there it went. There it went. Next question is, can I get the sway bar links lined up? Yeah. Okay. Put some screws in it before it falls apart. Okay, he uses the 2 short ones in the front and then 6 longer ones for the back. 2 shorter ones there, the longer ones in the back. My gosh, we got it without taking anything apart. Just had to get it just right to make it go slip down. I think you won slots a couple times, Chris. Those I think I'm going to put in by, because there's not much meat there on that gearbox case to put them in by hand. Not much for threads and not much for anything to latch on to. I would bet you they would strip rather easily. Oh, I got you, Chris. I thought you said you had got them. Then it was just a little while later I seen you had 3 money bags. Well, we're just about done where we're going to get done today. I think about the next step is shocks, and like I say, I need parts from the track to do that. Well, a little bit of slop in those arms, though. Those shims aren't super tight. I guess Associated's kind of known for being sloppy. Oh, wrong size. And I'm not sure which way I want to angle these. Hopefully that's in a decent direction for the sway bar lengths. Angle it a little bit behind the shock. Angle. Get onto them from behind the tower. And I'm just doing them flush for right now. The wire flush with the outer edge. It should be about right. Knock something off. Those are free. Tranny's free. Definitely tell it's got new bearings in there. They'll have to loosen up just a little bit. They are grease dabbed, so ceramics. Well, okay, I think the next thing on the page. Oh, yeah, I guess I could put the rear hubs together. Oh, yeah, I need to put the ball studs in too. And I'm going to start at 4, just like what they give you in the kit. I don't like how short those are, though. See how much clearance it's got. I got some nice 12s around here. I think those are 10s. Nope, they're 8s. So that only leaves 4mm of thread, and I don't like that. I prefer to have them come out through the bottom. So if you ever break one off, you can screw it out from the bottom. Oh. See if I got some. I got some titanium ones around here yet too somewhere. And we'll start in the center hole. I knew I had some of these laying around. Like I say, I like to put longer ones in there. So if you snap one off, which it does happen, you can easily screw them out the bottom. Because these do work loose. I don't know why, but they do. Even if you Loctite them. Do we go out the bottom? Yep. Got just enough hanging out the bottom in case you break it off. Not too long that it's hanging down into the arm. There, got tight. Okay. Well, I think I'm about done with what I'm going to do today. I could put the hubs on, but I think I'm going to pull the hubs out of that other truck, the aluminum ones, and see if we can make them work. Like I say, they're still using the B74 axles, so I think the B74 hubs will still work on these. Just depends if the offset's the same for the B7 hubs. So, like I say, still using axle, so we know the gap between the bearings is right on those B74 hubs, same as the B7 hubs, and what the truck would normally take. So I'll have to tear apart the other truck a little bit. I need to get the shock mounts off of that one too. And I need to get into town here. So I think we're done for today. Again, thanks for watching. I know I'm a little slow doing this, but like I say, I try to do it right the first time. So, got the 6 series, 6.1 and up series Avid slipper on there. Works on the 7 with the 6 series. The non-7 one, they changed this bolt, which I don't know why, but they did. Yeah, next week will be membership night. It might be your lucky day, Chris. You never know. So yeah, this will be it. We'll probably be back on sometime during the middle of the week and kind of finish this up. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up all the parts at my hobby store. I'm hoping that I want. I need to get pistons for the rear. It comes with 1/9s. I'm going to run 1/8s. I don't have any. I'm going to get different front and rear springs because the springs they give you are for dirt. I'm going to run orange fronts, yellow rears, buggy springs, of course. We're going to play with going to try and get the shocks as close to my 6.4 setup as I can. So I think the way it's going to work, I'm going to have to put some spacers or shims inside the shocks. But yeah, and the main thing why I didn't finish the front end, I need the caster hat bushings, the 3.0 caster hat bushings versus the 1.2s that it comes with. So anyway, we're this far together now. Got the rear end on it, so we'll catch you guys later. And thanks for watching the video. See you, Chris. See you, RC Addict. Anybody else that's still hanging around. And you got the poo, Chris. And I'm probably the third one. So anyway, we'll see you guys later. Off to town I go. Thank you, Chris. I'll probably need it.